What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode. This is episode number 42, and we start today's stuff on the back of our 1-0 victory over Leeds with the round of 16 in the EFL Cup as we face Preston North End, right now mid-table in the Championships. The lads from Deepdale come and take us on at the Etihad Stadium. Once again, a fully rotated side. This is our lowest priority this season, as it always is, the EFL Cup for me. Obviously in the last episode I talked about the fact that I would probably scrap it, you know, if I had the decision to do so. I obviously listed my reasons in the last episode, asked you guys for your opinions as well. Obviously, you know, I'm not disputing the fact the EFL Cup is a major honour. It is. And don't get me wrong, it's a great competition to watch. A chance for fringe players, young players to get some minutes. Great chance for the lower league sides to go far in a cup competition and possibly get a big payday away from home against a big team. Obviously, we'll never forget Bradford City's famous run all those years ago, getting to the final, the League Two side, of course, back then. You know, don't get me wrong, I do see the value of the competition, but I think when you look at the fact there are just so many games in the calendar, and you know, rest and rotation so crucial, and we often see managers complaining about fixture congestion and so on. Scrapping a competition would make sense. The French Football Federation did that a couple of years ago, scrapping the Coupe de la Ligue, and I just got the Coupe Nationale alongside Ligue 1. But even so, just my opinion, and there you go. Anyway, we won the game 2-1. Once again, we fell behind in the EFL Cup game there, but came through to win it by 2 goals to 1. Talk about deja vu, and that puts us into the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Now, of course, it's very interesting. With FIFA Career Mode, you never get a League Cup objective, and it's very strange because as we get drawn against Brentford here, our first test against Premier League opposition away as Thomas Franker's side in West London there, and finally Machino has been sold. He's off to Galatasaray. It's very interesting because there's no League Cup objective in FIFA Career Mode for any team you manage, whether it's a Premier League side, a side that's in Europe, a Football League club, whatever, doesn't matter. You never get a League Cup objective. It's really interesting. Now, when I posed this question as to why that is, someone told me, going back quite a while here, but someone told me that it's because the game can't give you more than 3 objective maximum. So you'll have, you know, your league objective, your domestic cup objective, and if you're in Europe, you can have a European objective too. So they told me the reason why there's no League Cup objective is because the game can't give you more than 3. But that can't be true, because obviously if you are managing in, let's say, the Champions League, for example, and you finish in 3rd place in your group and you get knocked out of the Champions League but you go into the Europa League, you're given a secondary objective. In your European objective screen, you'll be given a Europa League objective after you've, you know, presumably failed the Champions League one, finishing in 3rd place and getting knocked out. Same goes with Europa League. If you finish in 3rd place in Europa League group stage, you get knocked out and go into the Europa Conference League, you get a secondary objective for the Europa Conference League once you go into it. So that can't be right. So I don't really know why it is. And it's a bit of a strange one as well, because, you know, as I said earlier, that I also don't take the EFL Cup very seriously at all. Of course I want to win it, because I want to win everything, don't get me wrong. But, as I said earlier, it's my lowest priority season after season. And it is for every team. If you ask any top team in the Premier League, any team that's in, you know, the Premier League and the Champions League as well, if you will, you know, your Man City, Liverpool, your Chelsea, for example, you know, they will tell you that the League Cup will be their lowest objective. And of course Spurs this year as well, Spurs as well. You know, it will be Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup. Obviously, you know, depending on what fan you ask, they'll give you a different answer. I think most fans will probably say the Champions League, the Premier League, or and then the FA Cup, or flip the top 2, Premier League, Champions League, then FA Cup. You know, one of the 2, I would say, is how people see it. But the Carabao Cup is always the lowest objective of all 4, right? But if you look at mid-table clubs and championship clubs as well, they are often desperate to have a Wembley appearance, Football League size, desperate to go far for TV revenue and so on. And so they will take the EFL Cup more seriously than the big teams. It still will be a lower priority than the league, for example, for obvious reasons, but it will still be something they won't just, you know, dismiss completely. Otherwise, every single EFL Cup game would feature teams having nothing other than reserves out there, if not a single club in the English Football League pyramid and the Premier League cared about it, there would be no point in any team playing starters. Of course, that doesn't happen. You'll still see teams taking it seriously, especially when you get to the latter round. So, yeah, I think it's something that EA need to look into, really. I don't know why there's no objective for it, because I can understand why, again, for the biggest of clubs, if you will, again, your top teams in the Premier League, your traditional top 6, if you will, I can see why it might, not be considered worthy of having an objective for. But if you're a mid-table side, or again, a Football League side in particular, I'm surprised that EA don't have an objective for you to try and hit, appease the board, gain tournament prize money, gain experience, big away days against Premier League side possibility as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, really, and something I hope EA look into as the years go by, because we've never had it. Anyway, yeah, we beat Preston, of course. Then, of course, we won the previous game by 2-1 over Wolves as well. And our third game today, Brighton away against Craig Potter. Goodness gracious me, one of those games, man. One of those games. Seriously, top of the table right now, 8 wins in 10. Really, really good start, and right now leading the way. But man, this was so frustrating. Dominated the game, hit the woodwork 3 times, and then finally, with 22 minutes to go, my boy! Signed him in the summer. He's the Kyle Walker replacement. I've bought him in. Max Aarons. I bought him to Selhurst Park. He got in the team of the season last year. A staple of my lineup in the back four. And it's his first goal in a Man City shirt as well. You love to see it. Max Aarons in front of the travelling fans gives the lead. And finally, after hitting the woodwork 3 times, ball cleared off the line, we had the breakthrough against Graham Potter's side. Leading by 1, under no pressure whatsoever in the entire game. Until as the clock ticked over to 90 minutes, Enoch Mwepu finds a little bit of space inside my area and bangs in Brighton's practically only chance of the game. Yep, those late goals in FIFA are an absolute killer, as we know. And Mwepu with the level at 1-1 and so frustrating. And this is the way I often talk about it. Like I dominated possession in this game, hit the woodwork 3 times. Should have wrapped the game up, really. I've only got myself to blame. But this is what I talk about, the reason why Ultimate is such a difficulty, and I've mentioned this a few times now, is because, the AI, there's plenty of ways to beat them. There's plenty of ways to get in behind. There's plenty of ways to get yourself chances. But it's defending, which is the really difficult task against the AI, because they will convert the majority of their chances, if not half. And I know that sounds a little bit strange to say, but it's the reason why it's so hard to beat them, because like you saw that game there, we had 6 shots, higher XG, hit the woodwork 3 times, ball clear off the line, whatever. But we only scored 1 goal. Brighton only had 1 chance. Only 1 chance in the entire game. Said 2 shots, but really only 1 proper chance, and they scored it, and it came right at the end as well. Against the AI, you've got to shut the door and be as good as you can defensively. And even when you do that, they might be able to belt one in from range. And that's why I often talk about it. Ultimate has become a great difficulty to challenge yourself on, because you need to be almost inch perfect on defense to shut the team out and get a clean sheet. It's so hard to keep clean sheets against the AI on the highest difficulty. But I really do recommend playing this difficulty if you do want a proper challenge. Now, we of course talked about how, go back a while, FIFA career mode and playing against the AI at times, I'm just going to be totally honest here, and I don't mean to sound arrogant, but at times it was just a bit too easy. Like, it was a bit too easy. There were so many exploits you could use, now not so many. It always seemed as though, the AI were far too concerned about possession and pass accuracy as opposed to getting shots. If you remember back in like FIFA 16, FIFA 17, the AI used to just pass the ball around like for 90 minutes and go backwards more times than forwards often, And it was really easy to contain and stop them from getting chances. But now, it's such a more difficult game, and it's brilliant because, we want the challenge. I'm not saying that we want to be absolutely dominated, nothing like that, but, it's great to have a real challenge and go into games where, even against teams you should beat, you make a mistake, you will get punished against the AI on Ultimate. Case in point, 2 minutes to go here against Fulham. I'm leading by 2-0. Haaland scored a deflected effort after Bernardo Silva thumped one in from range, and I absolutely choked it. We know late goals are common, and like I mentioned, you make a mistake, you'll get punished. Fulham got back in the game, and with 2 minutes to go, a terrible pass with Laporte, saw Harrison Reed intercept, ball across to Bobby Reed, Fulham level it at the death. And once again, you see that for the most part, I shut the door. But one mistake and it is game over. They will punish you. And I think this is what I always say to people when they say, how do I get better at the game? How do I get better at playing against the AI? I've jumped up from Legendary to Ultimate and I'm getting battered like 3 or 4 in every game. Persist, because you learn by playing against tougher difficulties, and you learn by playing against opponents that are better than you. And the same goes with the AI as well. I'll never forget. I think I was a teenager when I saw this this Nike advert or just YouTube video. And if I can find a link to it, I'll leave it. But it's a Carlos Vela, who's now at LAFC. Back in the day, really great young Mexican talent, as we all know. Really solid, young, pacey, energetic, talented, skillful player. There was a clip where he was talking about how he liked to play with the older boys and the age group which is older than him, because it helped him learn, it helped him get better. If he played with his own age group, he would be able to dominate for the most part, and he wasn't really challenged and didn't really need to struggle to evolve. But he talks about how playing with a higher age group, boys that are 2, 3, 4 years older, helped him learn, helped him get stronger, helped him get better. And that's what I'd always say. Even if you're getting battered like 3 or 4-0 on Ultimate when you first start, keep playing. Keep playing. Don't drop the difficulty. Don't make it easy for yourself. Keep on testing yourself. I know it's no fun when you get battered game after game, but listen, we all learn that way. And believe me, it's the best way to improve. Challenge yourself. Really challenge yourself. If you want to get better, definitely challenge yourself on the highest difficulties. And again, you make a mistake, you'll get punished, and eventually you'll stop making as many mistakes. Once again, another point here in a game where against Spurs, I was the better team, more shots, more XG, more of the ball, but Spurs scored their only chance of the game in one of their 2 shots. That is the AI on Ultimate. It's a great challenge and it's so much better. But 3 straight draws for Man City. Our rolling start has stopped a little bit. We're still top of the table though. 2 points clear of Arsenal and 4 clear of the Red Devils and the Foxes as well. A third way through the season in pole position. But after 3 straight draws in games we really should have won as well. Proof in the pudding. We're not going to walk this league and there's a long way to go. But that will end today's episode of the Realist Summer Career, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day and I'll see you for the next episode of the Realistic Summer Career Mode very soon.